Have with me today Mike Pullins with Everpower Renewables. Hello, Mike.
Doc, good to be with you.
Thank you. As we talk about alternative power sources for the United States, you're with Everpower, which is supplying one of those alternatives. Would you tell me a little bit about what you do?
Everpower is a wind development energy firm, and developing wind farms in four different states here in the United States, helping us to become energy independent through the use of wind energy, which is everywhere and free.
That sounds like a really great principle to work by. Tell me a little bit about how you develop wind energy for electricity.
Well, of course, first of all, you look for optimum wind areas in the United States. And here in Ohio, we have some of those with some of the glacial ridges. Of course, Texas is a big wind state that has nearly half the production of wind energy today. And California, of course, has a great deal also. Many of the plain states are becoming involved in wind energy development, have good wind resources that they're capturing with wind farms. It's a great opportunity. It's an economic opportunity. It's also an environmental opportunity. And not often do you get those two coming together. And wind energy development and production is great for our environment, eliminates the pollution that comes from coal and other sources of electrical generation. And it also is a great economic development for the area. This country now has about 11,000 megawatts of wind generation that are supplying clean energy, and in the future we could have 40 or 50,000 megawatts.
How much is that percentage-wise in the overall scheme of things as far as electric generation? Will that cover most of it or part of it?
It can, over the years, we believe, provide from 5 to 7, maybe even 10% of our electrical generation needs.
What can the local economy expect out of something like this? Certainly, they're talking about selling electricity, but what else happens when you put these towers in?
Well, there's a lot of jobs and investment dollars, that equipment. And Ohio, for example, is a big producer of many of the components that go into the wind generators. And each of those wind generators costs between $2 and $4 million. And so you're talking for a wind farm hundreds of millions of dollars in local investment. And you're also talking many construction jobs. It takes a year or more to build a wind farm. And then, of course, it takes jobs, technical people, maintenance people, over the life of that wind farm to keep those wind farms running, maintained, efficient. And, of course, also the landowners are paid a percentage. And so that money revolves and grows in the local economy. It's a great, again, we're paying ourselves for energy rather than sending those dollars and purchase costs of energy overseas.
And we also, were we talking about you pay taxes and that sort of thing with those?
Absolutely. And when you're talking hundreds of millions of dollars in investment, the tax base that creates for the local schools, the local government, and so on can be a big help into providing good schools and good resources and facilities and roads and so on for that local community.
You mentioned it's good for the environment. Let's talk about the animal environment, about birds and nocturnal animals such as bats and things like that.
Many of the problems with environmental issues, wildlife issues with older technology have been solved and minimized by newer technology. And so it's not a significant problem today.
Thank you, Mike. I'm here with Mike Pullins with Everpower Renewables. You've heard it, fresh. We'll see you down the road.
Down the Road is brought to you in part by Prince Agra, makers of Omnigen AF, advancing animal nutrition for healthy animals, and Woodruff Enterprise of Springfield, Ohio,